What's going on, everyone? Cubeologist here again today with my second episode of Puzzle Spotlight. So as you guys know, this is my weekly series where I just show you a non-WCA puzzle that I've been playing with or that I really enjoy, and we talk about it, and I'll maybe show you a solve. Stuff like that. But anyway, let's get into this. I'm super excited for this puzzle. It's all the way from Australia, so it took a while to get here, but I'm super happy that it's here. And this is the House Cube by NerdBubblegum. Or if you're familiar with his Etsy, it's from the Twisty Puzzler shop. So I'll link all of his information down in the description as well as his channel. He actually makes really good videos. I like the artistic style of them. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description, like I said, and you can go check him out. He's really stepped up his video game lately, and I am happy to promote him. So let's take a look at this. Let's see what's going on with this puzzle. It looks like, obviously, it's just a 3x3 shape mod. You know, we've got these centers. And it looks like the first two layers here are not even modded. So this is basically made out of a guanlong, and you've got the first two layers here that they're essentially just sticker modded, right? So the stickers are from Oliver's Stickers, but when you order this puzzle from the Twisty Puzzler shop, from NerdBubblegum's shop, it actually comes pre-sticker like this. And I gotta say, the stickers are really nice and thick. But let's take a closer look at this and see what all he's done. Okay, so here are two of the modded pieces. We've got a corner here that you can see. It's modded just like a Fisher cube. So it's just got the two sides to it instead of three. But it looks like the mod was done really well. This is from me solving it, so that's not an issue. And yeah, you can definitely tell he's using like a fine grit because that's got a pretty good edge on it. And now this one he's had to build up. You can see that the edge would end somewhere right in there initially, and you can't even see where the original piece begins and the epoxy starts. So he's rounded off all the edges too. That's pretty impressive work. Now, some people might say, you know, that puzzle's super expensive. I don't want to buy it, but if you guys ever have modded a puzzle, I guess you can see the edge right there a little bit, but still, that's impressive. If you've ever modded a puzzle, you know that this is a lot of work. So the fact that it's this seamless and that point is that symmetrical is actually really impressive. And then you can see all the other pieces he's modded. He's had to do this corner, actually all four corners on top, the center piece, and he's actually left it where it's just the cap, which is impressive. If I was doing this, I would probably just epoxy all that together and kind of mess it up. But you can see he's left this just the cap, so that would be super hard to hold and sand. Then he's modded these with epoxy on top. Yeah, this is just a very, very clean puzzle modification. I'm super impressed. Let's do a scramble and check turning. It actually, I don't know if it's just the weight of the epoxy sculpt, but I feel like it turns even better than a normal guanlong. It just feels a bit more sturdy to me, if you know what I'm saying. So let's see, does it corner cut even? And it even corner cuts. I think I vote for more modifications on speed cubes, even cheap ones. I'm gonna call that scrambled. That is a mess. So let's see, I want to start with this. So we know that this piece, and where's the other one? This piece go beside of it. So I can just do that and that, like that. Now, I don't know if those are correct or not. We'll see when we get to the last layer. Those might need switched. So on one side of this, we've got the chimney. Let's see. Nope. Duh. Like that. And then the other side, pretty sure it was just flat all the way across. So where's the edge? Right there. Like that. All right, that's good. Now I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to say that my cross is done. Flip this over. This is done. Let's see. Does this work like that? No. There we go. So, nope, those shingles are incorrect. So that must be the wrong corner. Those are correct. Those are good. That one's in. We need one more. Let's see here. No. Just go until it fits, right? There we go. So those are good, and I'm saying that's one layer down. So now let's look at the orientation of our centers, because we got to solve this kind of like a 3x3 supercube, like the last puzzle spotlight. But this one is a little bit more tricky because the last layer, each piece has its own place. There aren't interchangeable pieces. But luckily, I think I'm going to be able to skip orientation on this, and as long as it's solved, this doesn't matter. So I know that this is the front. It's just flipped 180 degrees. So what I do is bring these up, hide them over there, flip this 180 degrees, bring it back, turn it down, and that's the right way. I think that's correct. That's correct. And this needs rotated like that. So we're talking clockwise 90 degrees. Bring this up and hide it. Clockwise 90 degrees. Bring it back, turn it back down, and we're set. Now, the easiest way I've found to move forward after you get the first layer and orient these 4 centers is to find pieces that match up. Say, like, we know the door goes here, and these 2 pieces have window corners on it. So let's find the piece with the door and a window corner on it. We know that any of them with this rock on it go on the top layer or bottom, this layer, whichever one you're saying, and they won't go here. So let's see. Is this the door? Yeah, there's a corner of the window right there, and we've got a piece of the door right there. So let's see, how is this going to go in there? Is that it? Yeah, you can see the window matches up, and there's the door. So we'll do beginner's algorithm to put that in, and that's golden. So now let's move along here. Let's find the other corner to this window. So not that one, it's got rocks in it. No, and is that it? I don't think that's it. That's the one right there. So yeah, just like that. And put that in. So now you can see we're building our window pretty good. That's working out. So these 2 are in. Now let's see. The only 2 that are going to go in these 2 slots are this one and this one. And this is pretty complicated stuff here. It's got like 2 railings with some pieces coming down. So that looks like it's going to be that one, if I had to guess. So yeah, that looks like it fits, right? Let's put that in there. Like that. That looks pretty good. And I think this one's just flipped. So let's take it out like that and put the corner back in. Then come over here, and I think it goes like that. So there we go. I think we've got the first 2 layers. That works out. And now we get to the last layer. I'm just going to do kind of beginner's algorithms just to orient the edges, because I'm not worried about the corners. So F sexy F prime. That gives us that. And let's see if we can match up. That one's not right. I think it goes... Yeah, that works, right? We've got to build the window. Maybe? I don't know yet. I don't think so. Yes. Yes. Wow, did we get really lucky? I think we got really lucky on the edges. So that's pretty fantastic. So now let's look at corners. Do we have any in? That one looks to be in. If I had to guess, I would say that one's in. This one is not. Neither is... Yeah, that one's in. And I don't think that one is. So it looks like we just got to switch 2 corners, but that puts us in a situation because that's going to switch 2 edges. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, so I think I've figured something out, and this is what I'm going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap these 2 corners, because if you remember, these 2 are in. They might not be oriented correctly. Luckily, this one is. This one isn't, but it's correct because I know the front door goes right there, and there it is. So what we're going to do is swap these 2 corners. So what I'm going to do is a Y perm to swap these 2 corners, but unfortunately it swaps these 2 edges. So let's do that and see if we can work our way around it. All right, so now let's take a look at the corners. It looks like they are all in. That is not. Right? That's not in. No, that's not in. Maybe I was wrong initially. Okay, so I've been messing around with it. I see that these two edges are good. I'm just going to work on corner permutation for now because I think I figured out the problem. I think that these two are swapped. So let's take a look at corner permutation for a second, not messing up the edge orientation. So what do we need to do here? This one's good, right? We know that. And this one is a no. This one is a no. And this one's a no. So what I can do from here is, I think it's called Niklas. And that's basically just a corner rotation series. So as you can see, this one stayed. Is this one good? Actually, yeah, that one's good. And this one needs to have some window pieces in it. Actually, I think it's even oriented. And this one's the front door. So corner orientation is good, which is awesome. And now let's look at edges. So we've got this edge is wrong and this edge is wrong. So what I'm going to do is an M slice U-perm. It affects the orientation of the top and bottom centers. So looks like we've swapped this one. That one's good. That one's bad. So let's do it again. All right, so not correct, not correct, correct, correct. So now I've got a trick, right? I wanted to get them set up opposite like that and not correct, because now what I can do is an H-perm, but a special H-perm. What I've got to do first is get these up top like that, because these two can swap, and that was the problem originally. Because these two were swapped, that was the reason I was having a problem on the last layer. So now pretend like this is solved, do an H-perm. And fix that setup move. And now let's look at our edges. Solved, solved, and solved. So now all we've got is orientation on these last two, and we'll just do the R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, then do it two more times because that didn't fix it. Solved. Solved. So now I think we are totally done. Let's check just to make sure. Got to do that, right? And there's the door. All the pieces of wood match up. This matches up. And this matches up, finally. So that was a bit rough, but we got through it. I thought it was interesting, the fact that there's that type of parity. So that's really cool. I really, really like this puzzle. Now, the next puzzle in the series might be another 3x3 shape mod, but that's going to be the last one. And just check the description if you want to find out who won the Cubix Tube, because I have picked a winner for that. But I really appreciate you guys watching. Today, I've got my full review of the new YJ Guansu. So first off, as usual, thank you to Cubes for Speed for sending this over. They send me a lot of puzzles to test, and I really appreciate it, and I really like the store. So go check them out. I'll put a link in the description to this specific puzzle and to their site in general. Definitely check them out if you're interested in really fast shipping and great puzzles. But now let's talk about the Guansu. This is one of the newest 4x4s from YJ, and it's got